Hello, how's it going everyone? Today I'm going to talk about Palantir. Palantir is one of my favorite tech stock. And if this is your first time on my channel, please give me a like and subscribe and make sure to turn on your notifications for my next video. And Palantir is one of my favorite tech stock for the past 2 years. And everyone was talking about Palantir. And Palantir is one of the stocks that is very popular. And it was IPO back in 2020, and it was IPO at $10, went up to $40, and now back down to $13, and it was double bottom at $10. So Palantir has also had a rocket ride like all the other IPO stocks and specs, and it was skyrocket 200-300% to its all-time high, and it pulled back down to $10 now. And when you look at their technical analysis, so Palantir's pattern is just trading as the same pattern as IWM, trading the same way as all the other tech stocks and all the other small cap stocks. First, let's look at the Wall Street analyst. Average target price is at $13.75. The highest target price from the Wall Street analyst is $21. So the average price is $13.75. I think that is really undervalued on their target price. Palantir's is business model and the business that they in, and how fast the company growing and what the company is involving for this target price, I think is super undervalued. But this target price from the analyst is usually just 12 months, so which is within a year. So as long-term investor, you want to look at the next 5 years and 10 years. Are you able to hold that long or not, right? But definitely in the short term, as what the Wall Street analyst is forecasting, that Palantir's stock price do not expect that it will go another 100% or 200% upside, right, in the next 12 months. So in Palantir, you have to be patient. You have to looking at a longer term, right, like 5 years. Take a look at their technical analysis real quick right here. So based on the chart, you can see, right, it was making a lower low all the way from $40 to $10, right? So the first time that Palantir hit below $10, it was from the previous earning. So at that time, the overall market was also bad as well, right? So the fact meaning that the price actually dipped below $10 and bounced back up to $12, right? And then a few weeks later, it retested the $10 support level, and it bounced back up last week right after the Fed released interest rate hike, right? So that meeting was over. All the small cap and tech stock bounced back up. Palantir bounced back up as well, right? $12.59, right? So it's double bottom at $10, and both time bounced back up at $10 was with a strong heavy volume bounce back up. Or as investor, if you want to add in a position, so the $10 level is the support level that you can see from the $10 to $12.59. So that's still 20-something% like premium that you had to pay, right? So as a trader, you always trade within the range, right? So as you can see, the next resistance would be $14, right? And the support level is $10, right? Right now it's trading at $12.59. So you're looking at about another $15 on the on the upside from the previous resistance level at $14. But your downside could be another 20. That could be another 25% at $10, right? So around this level, that if you want to swing trade it, so you want to wait for another healthy pullback, right? You want it to pull back to maybe around $11 range, right? For you to swing it back to $14, right? When you're looking at the risk and reward ratio within this range, and your risk is higher than your reward, right? But that also depends on the overall macro, environment, right? Also, Palantir also announced a partnership that with Ferrari to bring data-driven performance decisions to race operations. So this is a huge partnership that with Ferrari that was just announced recently. So this is also bringing good business to Palantir itself. Palantir expand in South Korea. That Palantir's partner up with Hyundai Heavy Industrials plan to form a joint venture to commercial big data solutions. So Palantir is just not in the US, right? It's also expand internationally. So its business is actually growing internationally, right? Let's look at the financial from last earnings. So in Q4, we saw the total revenue grow at 34%, and governmental revenue grow at 26%, commercial revenue grow at 47%. Those are double-digit numbers, and U.S. commercial revenue grew at 132%. That's triple-digit growth number, and adjusted operating incomes at $124 million, and adjusted free cash flows at $104 million. They have a lot of free cash to reinvest back into its operations, or maybe buy back to the stocks. Like, they have a lot of cash to mess with, right, at this point, right? Palantir is at a high growth and high cash flow, so it's generating $1.5 billion revenue in 2021, and it's growing at 41% at 2021, and 2021 adjusted free cash flow margins at 28%, and those are great numbers. Right now, it might be the time that for long-term investors should be considered looking to Palantir at this price level at at $12, right? And just be clarified, this is not a financial advice. This is just my personal opinion that Palantir is actually a very good stock at this current price level for tech stocks, and this company is very unique in the way that the business that they provide to the commercial sectors, to the government sectors, it adds a lot of values to this type of sectors, right? And also look at the customer growth. The net dollar retentions of 131% in 2021, and the total customer grew at 71%. And this is type of number that what you're looking at, Palantir actually can retain its customers and also growing at 71% year over year. And also you look at the commercial customer growth counts to at 200% from year to year. And you look at the government momentums, the government revenue is going, is growing year to year, and it's also growing double digits. And you look at the gross margins, it's at 80 something percent. The operating incomes investing in growth, right? So it's at the 30%. So, okay guys, so we just finished looking at all those key numbers on the financials, and the financials sounds great. And the revenue, the cash flow, so the revenue is growing double digits, and the customer retentions is double digits grow year from year. And also the cash flow, $104 million, and the company is growing in a fast pace, and make sure to do your own due diligence, and make sure to look into their technical analysis and look into their financials. And I think this company has a lot of potential for the, for the future. And I hope this video is helpful for you, and please give me a like and subscribe and turn on your notifications for the next video. Thank you guys.